Hi, I'm Sarah from The Upcoming. An absolute pleasure to speak to you
So
today.
nice to talk to you.
Huge congrats
Thank you
on
so much.
this second movie of yours.
Yeah.
I didn't realise before watching it that this was
Yeah.
based on your actual experience. You've
Yeah.
spent 6 months as a matchmaker in New York.
Yeah.
Casting your mind back, what was the moment that you had in that job where you thought, you know what, this could work really well as a movie? I know at some point it was the beer and Coke thing that sort of helped you unlock the script, but
Yeah.
what was the moment doing
Like
that
the
job?
inception of it. I think
Yes.
that the inception of it is really honestly, every day of that job, right? Because every day you get to hear what's in people's hearts. Because the people are very honest to the matchmaker, whether they're not even honest to the therapists. So they're very, very open about what they're looking for because they're asking you to find love for them. And love is the only cure that we know to loneliness we have, human loneliness. So I think because of that, people are quite vulnerable with you as a matchmaker. So I think that I got to know so much about what we really want and what we're actually asking for when we're asking for love.
Beer and Coke, is that your favourite drink?
Oh, I know. Beer and Coke, I wanted it to be like a really strange drink. So I literally went to Google and I searched weird drinks, and every drink that came up that was in the Google search for weird drinks, beer and Coke was the one that I liked best because I think that it revealed Lucy's background, and I wanted Lucy to be from a working class background, and I think that what I like about beer and Coke is that you can get both of those things at a gas station. So it feels like a really young person's drink in a way. Like it's like she kind of started drinking beer and Coke since she was a teenager, So I think there is something about that I think really interested me. So I was like, oh, I think John should know Lucy's drink, and John should know that she has a really weird taste in her go-to drink, which is Coke and beer.
What I loved about the film is maybe even based on the posters or even bits of the trailer, I sort of was expecting to come into, some very much rom-com territory.
Yeah.
And just very quickly, I felt like you completely subverted our expectations. So kind of beneath this sort of glossy exterior, there's much more kind of intellectual, cerebral things at stake, perhaps in dialogue with things like Pride and Prejudice or Little Women, but in a much more kind of modern way about what does marriage and money mean in today's era, in today's dating era. So how did you want to kind of pay homage to that genre, but also do something completely different with it?
Well, I feel like, the thing about the rom-com as a genre is I feel like it's always such a powerful genre because you get to invite the audience to the movie theaters for 2 hours, and then you get to talk to them about the things that matters to us right now in 2025, right? The matters of love, relationship, dating, marriage. We just get to spend time thinking about love with these actors playing these beautiful characters. And I think that it was always something that very much interested me. And I think that more than anything, I think that the tradition of rom-coms, I feel like, of course, we can talk about the escapist elements of rom-coms, but I also know that there's something that is also powerful is an opportunity to talk about human life and a modern life in that way. And I think that it's always been what was really powerful about even Pride and Prejudice or all of those films, all of those books, and then of course the films like the Billy Wilder's films or James L. Brooks' films or Nora Ephron's films. Those films were not just an invitation to talk about love, but to really talk about love as it exists in the modern world. So I think that I'm coming into the lineage of that.
Dakota Johnson just has this incredible ability to deliver her lines in this deadpan way, which just skirts this line between sort of being sort of earnest and serious, but also with a twinkle in her eye.
Of course.
What was it like working with her? And of course, seeing her bounce off Chris and Pedro and perhaps, lean into some of those silences, lean into some of those sort of awkward or difficult moments that perhaps, again, you don't often see in this kind of film.
Well, I feel like, to me, it's I'm so interested in what Lucy as a character is going through. And of course, Dakota was so interested in it too. I think that all of us are working towards telling the story. And then this most important line in the film is the line, "I'm not merchandise, I'm a person." And I think that all three of my actors really understood that because I think all three of them have experienced being treated as merchandise before. So I think that they were really interested in and moved by the story that's in the film and the characters in the film. And I think that the journey of like working on it with Dakota was just like totally magical. She's an incredible colleague, and I just love working with her. And I think that you were describing how she would be so deadpan and together, but I'm sure as the movie goes on, you also get to see the way she breaks and the way that her life starts to fall apart, and then you get to see just a beautiful pool of vulnerability too. And I think that that's what's really interesting to me. It's not just the Lucy and Dakota in control, but it's also the way that she loses control and that she eventually says yes to things that she would never have said yes to in the beginning of the film.